Demi Lovato is usually not part of my videos. Wait, what? Sorry. Demographics is usually not part of my videos. I talk about software, algorithms, coding interviews, and sometimes about the importance of work-life balance. Regardless of where on the world map these things are happening. But it is going to be different. Some countries are meant to progress at a rate that's just insane. And it's fair to say that people who make up such countries are free and independent. Then there are also some places where people don't care about the freedom and independence of people around them. They are sibling citizens. But when it comes to interacting with citizens of the other countries around them, their motto becomes, yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir. I could be wrong, but as long as such people are part of these countries, the country will keep claiming that our nation is developing at a rapid scale. Developing, not developed. Developing, never developed. Every year, millions of students graduate with computer science degrees. And there is a significant place on this map where about a majority of those belong to. Maybe that place is the largest producer of such talented individuals. So when your target is soft tech, you should aim at the driving force behind the soft tech. And who's the driving force? It's the people who make the soft tech. Engineers. So in order to kill soft tech, you must kill the driving force. I mean, not literally killing people. This isn't Squid Games. You must kill the driving force behind those people. What is it? It's the passion for writing programs, creating software, and getting an instant feeling of satisfaction upon solving a real-life problem by just writing code for it. Or it could also be the greed, because a career is financially rewarding after all. Whatever the driving force may be, that's what we should aim at. So all the people at powerful positions like managers or project owners or project leads, please listen carefully. Have insane deadlines set up for your developers. For instance, if a project would meaningfully take 3 months to develop, first of all, for people who are less capable of gauging the time it would take to make the project, even though their designation says product manager, they would say something along the lines of, this is going to take 2 months. Now for the developers, reduce it to 2 to 3 weeks. Yes, the title reads insane deadlines. Now, for the developers, this would mean burning the midnight oil or giving up your weekends, but sorry, this is the first step towards killing soft tech. Your interests are not supposed to be part of our best interests. Even your regular interests, like the fact that you may have a personal life or a family, is not in our interests. Our interests only include the interests of our shareholders. At this point, it would create a domino effect. Having practically meaningless deadlines for a project, somehow making sense to the project managers though, means that you are leaving no room for innovation. A very critical step to kill soft tech. When you're asking your React.js developers to create 20 different pages for a website, all different in a single day, and on top of that, integrate APIs for an average of about 3 to 4 different utilities on a single page, accounting for on an average of 40 to 50 different APIs in a single day at G point, you're leaving no room for breathing, let alone innovation. The developers won't even use context provider because it's not the clock that is ticking, but the bomb. Let alone the idea of even being aware of such a thing called Redux Toolkit, because that takes time. So they'll now rely upon use state and prop drilling. And I forgot to mention that the victims are either interns or have barely an year of experience. Unfortunately, a day can only uphold 24 hours. And an even more depressing fact is that developers need at least 6 hours of sleep. So accept the fact that your mobile phones are more efficient since they can charge up quickly. So leverage the remaining 18 hours on your developers at the expense of nothing, because we don't care about their best interests. Now, keep tracking the progress of your developers. Keep sending them invites at every 45 minutes. Review what they've done and point out the flaws, and also suggest them some extra work. And treat this as normal. Even though half of the pages that your React.js developer has to create consist of tables, and they must be using a library for implementing those tables like Material UI or Chakra or whatever, and they might have to override almost all the styling that's provided by default from the libraries, because your underpaid Figma designers have done the best job at creating a spectacular UI design, and they've created beautiful tables, none of which have consistent styling because it's boring, and that's normal. Now this definitely results into a weird concoction because using UI libraries is a convention now, and no matter how popular a library is, the documentation almost always swallows your senses, and overriding the CSS is as painful as actually, there's no pain like that. Now, even though there's no innovation, even though there's no time to think, what must not suffer is the code quality. So have the best quality assurance engineers deployed in your team. You've already accomplished 75% of your goal of killing the soft tech at this point. Now, be a little less humble, more humiliating, and convince your developers to think that someone needs an etiquette class into how to talk to people in general. You've achieved your goal. Am I missing anything else? Yes. Let's say your developers have somehow managed managed to complete it. And now they have chosen to leave the office at 9:15 p.m., go to their homes, and are in the middle of having their dinner. Make a call. Ask them that an important meeting has come up at 11:30 p.m. where they have to demonstrate whatever's done to the client. And the meeting may go up to 1:30 a.m. and hang up. This is normal. We belong to a country of overachievers. People have rights, but there's two categories of people. One who are aware of this, and one who don't have time to think that they have them. Or they are made to fall into the trap where they are snatched of their time to think that they have rights. Thanks for watching.